Hey guys, Neil here. For those of you who are still Siege people in my community, I know I've mainly been around Crossout. Been away from Rainbow Six Siege for about a little over about a year now. Um, One of my really good friends, Iceycat, Lee Auter is his real name. Um, Committed suicide on Friday. He was going through a rough time, to say the least. Um, he was somebody I knew for about 5 years. He helped me through some stuff, man. He helped me through some tough times. He was someone I looked up to. He was someone I cared about, and he really he was all about helping people. He loved doing Rainbow Six Siege. It was his. He loved the analytics of it. He liked all that stuff. He wasn't. It's funny. He didn't like the whole. He didn't mind ranked, but he knew his limits, right? He knew where his rank was, and I remember he always teased me because I was the sweaty tryhard of the group. One of them. I shouldn't say I was the only one. We were all kind of like that sometimes, but I was a little bit sometimes worse than others. And we've been through a lot. Like he helped me through a really rough patch in my life. He was the person I could talk to when nobody else was around, or when I just needed to talk to somebody. He would generally get back to me almost right away. And the thing is, I never physically met Lee. I never met him in real life. I only knew him by his voice and by when I talked to him on the phone, or I texted him, or messaging him on Messenger, or stuff like that, or playing with him on Xbox. He wasn't somebody I've met, and I actually had plans to meet him for my wedding. I was inviting him and another close friend of mine, who I met through Lee, who's pretty much one of my best friends now. Lee was prolific in the Rainbow Six Siege community. He was known for his videos on map breakdowns and operator breakdowns, getting newer players used to Rainbow Six Siege, and I feel his videos really took off about season, I want to say year 2, season 2, somewhere around there, because at that game the game was growing so fast that there was a lot of new people coming in, and I feel that a lot of people were finding his videos. He wasn't about the whole crazy flicks and these insane plays that people moving at Mach 5. He actually he prided himself in not doing that, and he knew his limits. He knew his limits, and it was always fun playing with him. I stepped away from Siege for about, like I said, for about a year. I still stayed in contact with him, and he actually invited me on one of his podcasts. As me and him did podcasts before. We talked about, we had ideas, we had concepts, we had all these cool things, and it was kind of like what started me into YouTube. It didn't take off. It was one of those things where I had a lot going on, and we did a couple episodes, and actually they did fairly well for the size of my channel at the time. So and he never pushed me to do something I didn't want to do, in the sense of he knew I was trying it out, and he said he was always one to say, you're not going to get 1 million subscribers overnight on one video with, on a podcast, or, but he was very realistic. He said, keep working at it and keep going and keep doing what you're doing, and we'll get there. And unfortunately, some stuff came up and I had to stop doing YouTube for a while, and then I started up again, but I was kind of out of siege at that point. Lee was someone to me that was more than a YouTuber. He was a man who had integrity. He was a man who looked out for his friends, and he was a kid at heart, and he'll be missed. He'll really be missed. I've tried my best to cope, and I can only imagine with our friend Dan, known on the Rainbow Six radio as Captain, and obviously his family members, his kids. They're taking this harder, or as hard or harder than I am. And I never met the guy, and it feels like I lost someone that I've known my entire life. The outpour of support for Iceycat has been extraordinary. I can only imagine he's smiling and enjoying every second of seeing all these people, all this love, all this support. I know people are saying they should put him or put something about him in Chalet, or I've been voting for putting something in Yacht, or bring back Old Hereford for him. He loved that. He loved Old Hereford map. That was his jam. He always said that was his favorite map. And the funny thing is that everyone's saying Chalet, put something in Chalet. And I can physically hear him groaning at every time Chalet came into ranked map, and he did not like that map. So having something on there might be actually, comedically ironic to have him in there. Give me a reason to love that map again. Give many of us a reason to love that map again. But I think whatever happens, it doesn't matter if he gets put in the game or not for me. He's always going to be there for me. He's always going to be somebody I remember. I think that we should just continue with the, we can only do so much for him at this point, and just keep him in your thoughts and your prayers, and support his family. I believe there's a GoFundMe or some sort of Patreon for it that will help support his family. I'll be donating to it. I know any other stuff that will be for him, in the sense of helping anybody in his family, I would strongly recommend supporting in any way you can. You don't have to. He loved the support from everybody, no matter what. But I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss my friend. And I just wanted to say thank you. I want to say that I love you. and I hope you're at peace. I'm going to be taking a small break for everybody who's my normal, or even if you're just starting listening. If this is the first thing you hear, I'll be taking a small break for about a week. I had some plans for some videos this week. I'm putting those on pause, and I'll resume within about a week or so. I'll stay active on Twitter and all that stuff, so people can still talk to me. And my DMs are open if people need to want to talk about Lee and how they found him on YouTube, or how maybe his videos helped them in Siege, or maybe even real life. Right? I know. At a time, Rainbow Six Siege helped me through. It sounds really weird to say a video game helped you through a dark time, but it helps distract you. It helps get your mind away from whatever demons might, be in your head. But I feel that with how Siege is, it's one of those games that it's more than just a game. It's a huge community, and when something like this happens, the community pulls together, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I was happy to be a part of life, or part of Lee's life. I was happy to be a part of Iceycat's life. And again, thank you to everybody who's poured out support. And I hope that everybody is staying safe. If you have any sort of issues, mental health, you need somebody to talk to, you're feeling suicidal, you're feeling down, you're feeling distraught, there are lines that you can reach out to. I will put some or a link to helplines in where your area is, depending on who sees this video and how many people see it. So therefore, if you do need somebody to talk to, don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Having somebody who will listen is important. Having an outlet is important. And never feel that your friends are going to judge you for what your thoughts are. I know if Lee turned to me and said that he was feeling this way, I would not judge. Just like he did not judge me when I turned to him for the same thing. Never be afraid to talk to somebody. And if you are feeling that way, I hope that you get the help that you so deserve. Because everybody should have a helping hand. So those will be in the description. I'll also post a link to Iceycat's channel. And again, if anybody does need to talk, my DMs are always open. Don't hesitate to DM me on Twitter, on Discord, on whatever. My ears are open, and I wish everybody the best. So for now, I'm going to be taking a small break, and I hope you all understand. Thank you.